All right. Good evening, everybody. Good to be back on yet another episode of HSM Talks. We are live on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube, and across almost 14 different platforms. And this is so great. Today, in our series of understanding more about Canadian education, in our series of promoting Canada as a destination, simply because uh, after COVID, the entire world dynamics have changed, and students today are looking at Canada as a far more preferable destination than any other country in the world. And it is important that all my audience, all the parents, moms, dads, and the students, and even educators, should understand more about Canada and Canadian universities. Yesterday in this series, we had McMaster University. Today, I have yet another phenomenal name from Canada. And the person who's going to join us today is Director International Enrollment, but a good friend of mine because I'm hosting him for the second time. So do expect some camaraderie. Do not expect us to be very formal. A very nice human, a very nice soul, um, somebody who really commands a lot of respect in my heart. Robert Perrier will be joining us, but I hope before I bring him live, you would be ready with your pens and papers, you would be making notes, and you would be then going out and researching about Lakehead University, because that's definitely among one of the finest options that you can explore in Canada for your child. Without much ado, it's my honor and it's my privilege to bring Robert Perrier on your screens now. Hi, Robert. How are you doing?
Good. Hello, Abhishek. Nice to see you again.
Thank you so much, Robert. All right, Robert, let's keep it very candid. I know you are Director International Enrollment. That's a huge designation. Uh, if I remember it correctly, you were also a Lakehead alum and you studied there. So, how about not talking too much about academics today, but let's talk about Lakehead as a university from the perspective of an ex student and now the Director of International Enrollment and Recruitment. Take me through your college life, Robert, first, before we jump into our questions.
Sure. Well, you're absolutely correct that I had the great privilege to be able to attend Lakehead University when I was at that age a few years ago now. But I was sort of looking at a variety of options for institutions. My interests at the time were really in perhaps becoming a teacher, is what I sort of had thought about at the time. And so I was really interested in the maths, the sciences, but also the arts like English and literature. And so Lakehead has a very well-known, very famous education program for teaching teachers. And so I applied and was successful in my enrollment into a very prestigious concurrent education program. Absolutely loved my years at Lakehead. I not only, got involved academically, but I was involved with student groups, student council. I did work with. We even had a play society. We'd put on, plays and shows in the university. There was so many different ways. The English Student Association I was a part of. So it really was a great experience overall that was more than just academics, but really connected me with my peers. And to be honest, really helped me grow my resume, all my soft skills, that then when it came time to look for employment when I graduated, I had lots of options available to me. I loved Lakehead so much that at the time when I graduated, I had actually thought about going to England and maybe doing some teaching. At that time, that was kind of an exciting thing to do, go abroad, be a teacher, have an experience. But then at the time, the university also happened to be hiring for people to come and do this, to promote Lakehead, to expand the awareness. And I thought, I really loved my years at Lakehead, and I have made lifelong friendships, connections, all of this stuff. And so the rest is history. And 18 years later, we're sitting here talking, continuing to talk about Lakehead.
Absolutely, Robert. Robert, a funny question. I am an alum of University of California, Los Angeles, and we used to have a mascot, rather two of them, uh, Joe Brune and Josephine Brune, and they look something like teddy bears. and I'm a big fan of knowing about the mascots of various universities. If I'm correct, you also have a mascot called Thunderbolt. Uh, what does it signify? If you could just take us through a little bit of information on your mascot.
Yeah, so our mascot, his name is, he is a thunder wolf. So a thunder wolf is a mythical being in the north of Canada. So he looks like a wolf, but he's much larger than a traditional wolf. He has a very fiery spirit, lots of drive, lots of energy, but at the same time, he's a caretaker, looks after people. And so his name, we call him Wolfie, is his affectionate name, is the term that he goes by. And you can see Wolfie scattered throughout campus at events, sports events, you name it, orientation. In fact, sometimes Wolfie even arrives at the airport when we welcome our new international students, because sometimes what people really want after a long journey to Canada is a nice big warm hug, and Wolfie is very good at giving those as he welcomes people to our community.
Wonderful. Ladies and gentlemen, moms and dads, while you always research about the academics and the faculty and the scholarships at a university, it is very important for you to also research about the student life, student experience. And a university mascot can speak volumes about the university. And in this case, Wolfie is a nice, warm character which who can actually welcome you to Lakehead University. But thank you so much, Robert, for that wonderful explanation. Let's quickly jump into the student experience, Robert, and who better than Director International Enrollment, who has been an ex-student at Lakehead. Help me understand about some of these, each of Canadian universities. All of them are great options, but some of them actually outshine because of their amazing clubs that they have in their campus, right, for the students to explore. What are some of the amazing clubs at Lakehead University that a child can explore if he or she is studying at Lakehead?
So at Lakehead, we have a variety of different options that are available for students. One of the exciting things that I really like about how we structure our clubs and student groups is it's really driven by the students. And so in many ways, there are some clubs and groups that have been around for many years. So a good example would be like our Indian Cultural Student Association. So this club is made up by Indian students who are leaders who want to help, explore a variety of subjects, cultural, engagements, festivals, you name it. They get involved both on campus as well as in the communities that we live in as well. Some clubs, though, are newer clubs, they're younger clubs. If you can basically get 10 other students who have a similar interest like you can start a new club. So we've had programmers clubs, or we even had a baking club where, students just really enjoyed, cooking and wanted to share those experiences together. We also have student clubs, though, that are academically driven. So even though I know we're talking bigger than academics today, it's important to know, though, that one of the big things about university is networking and making professional connections. And so our different academic clubs help students to not only bridge their learning, but also many of them keep contact with their alumni. They will bring in guests, employers, speakers to come in and really help students build networking skills, connections that later on will help open the door to their future career aspirations. So there's both the idea of, part of clubs and groups is having fun, relaxing, de-stressing from the busy day in the classroom. But part of it is also saying, okay, how do we prepare you for your academic life beyond that? At Lakehead, our international center right in the heart of campus is a great hub for international clubs and groups to come together to showcase their cultures, their backgrounds. And it's a really popular destination right in the heart of campus where students, both domestic as well as international, Canadian kids come, they get involved as well. And it's a really nice melting pot that happens.
It's a really nice melting pot that happens. And while Robert is telling me about the clubs, I'm quickly Googling about them on my mobile, and I can tell you whatever he's saying is absolutely correct. Okay, Robert, you have various campuses, and I would definitely want you to help me understand how can a student coming from as far as India, which is a world away, and without, let's say, the child has not been to either of your campuses, how can one decide which campus is better suited for me and which is not?
So thank you for that. That's a great question. So we do have two locations for Lakehead University. Our main campus, the original campus and largest campus, is located in Thunder Bay, Ontario, which is right on the northwest shore of Lake Superior, only a short 1 hour and 30-minute flight from the city of Toronto. And Thunder Bay is sort of the largest city in our part of the world. So it offers everything a big city has, just on a smaller scale, very accessible, very welcoming, and the university is right in the heart of the city. We have at that campus right now approximately close to 7,000 students that study at the Thunder Bay campus. So not too big, especially in the context of some larger Ontario institutions that are out there. Our Aurelia campus is much closer to Toronto. So it's only a 1 hour and 30-minute car ride north of the city of Toronto. So the proximity there is quite close. It's a much smaller campus. About 1,500 students study there. So a very small, very intimate sort of learning experience. We find for a lot of students, what's going to drive their campus is actually the program they're going to study, because we try and make sure that not every program, of course, is duplicated between those campuses. So for students that are coming for any kind of engineering program, large-scale science programs, things, the wide variety that Lakehead's known for, Thunder Bay is often the destination for them. But Aurelia has some more niche specialty programs in areas like environmental sustainability. We've got computer science options there. Both campuses have that. So there's really great choice there. No matter what, though, one thing that's really special about Lakehead that I find is that we keep the spirit of Lakehead alive on both campuses. So as you get to know Lakehead, when you discover the warm, friendly, welcoming institution that we are, the way that we support students from the moment they apply till the day they graduate and beyond, that is at all of our campus locations. So you'll always be guaranteed that true Lakehead experience. And both communities offer wonderful opportunities for students to be connected. But again, everything about Lakehead is kind of that safe, warm, welcoming, supportive environment. That's what we're really known for, and we hear from our students all the time that they so appreciate about their Lakehead experience.
Which is also very important, because if a student is coming as far as from India, you definitely want a very homely environment when you land up at the university, and the initial couple of weeks can be very overwhelming, and a warm environment just soothes your nerves down, and that's wonderful. Just before I go into another question, a quick announcement, ladies and gentlemen, moms and dads, boys and girls. Like at a university, a student club or variety of student clubs are important. Similarly, participation in student clubs is very important even in high school. It not only helps you to build your profile to go to great universities, but it also builds a lot of character and networking skills and communication skills and leadership skills in your child. And keeping that in mind, and keeping the understanding in mind that high school students in India do not get real good profile building opportunities, high school moms went ahead and launched India's first ever inter-school high school student club. And would you believe it, the day we opened applications, we got over 3,000 registrations, and we had to close them simply because we were not geared up to handle that massive load. Today, HSM Student Club organizes amazing internships, international research programs in association with some of the great international universities in Canada, in US, in UK, in Ireland. Go ahead and learn more about HSM Student Club. The link is there in the bio of our Instagram handle called High School Moms. Go there, apply for your membership, and become a part to get some amazing profile building opportunities for your child. One of our students have already posted, and she is the vice president of our student club. She is a senior at KR Mangalam World School, Gurgaon, and she has been appointed as the vice president of the student council. And she's already posted how you can become a student club member. So go ahead and become a student club member with High School Moms. Now, getting back to Robert and asking him some more questions about his phenomenal university. Robert, you just talked about the student support that you provide from the time the student lands into Canada and then the time the student graduates. What kind of student support is offered at your university? I want you to get a little specific about it.
Yeah. So we have, a wide variety of things that we have available, like most Canadian institutions. But I would say we'd start number one by being reminded of our international student services. So that center that we have on campus, it really is the one-stop destination for international students to start any kind of question or query they might have. We have dedicated international student advisors. In fact, they themselves are former international students, so they understand the experience so personally, so closely, and they will work with students to figure out what kind of supports they might be needing to address their particular situation. But we have everything at the university, from academic counseling and advising, so helping students be successful in their courses. Going to university, number one priority is academics. And so we're going to make sure that students are well supported. That means that could be taking advantage of tutoring supports. You know, we have a mathematics and a writing center through our academic zone, where often a lot of these supports are free. There's no charge. And these are individuals who can help tutor in subjects that may be difficult or they're having struggles with. We also have personal health and, you know, wellness counseling. So the university is very committed to helping students develop their total wellness. And that's everything from mental health. So we have counseling support at the university, their physical health. We have a medical clinic on campus. But we also have incredible gymnasiums and recreation facilities, sports facilities. You know, even in the dead of winter, and yes, we get winter, we are in Canada, that's where we are, but we have a professional indoor full grade pitch where our cricket players are playing even in the middle of wintertime. So they can stay active, which is so good for the mind and the body. So all those supports are there. We also, though, take it to the next step. We know that students are really interested in preparing for their careers. So they want to build a resume. They want to know how to search for jobs. Canada is different than India in many ways. And so helping them be prepared to engage in a job search, whether it's part-time jobs in the community while they're going to school, but also preparing them with career fairs, career supports, our alumni network to then help them when they embark on their next stage. So Lakehead has something in place at every stage of the student experience to make sure that we're supporting the entirety of a student in any way possible. And the nice thing is, in a smaller school like us, you don't book an appointment and it takes weeks to meet someone. At Lakehead, you can usually walk in and see someone same day. Sometimes right away. You know, maybe you have to, on the odd chance, come back the next day, let's say for a medical appointment or something like that. But I can tell you the speed with which we can respond to students and support them is absolutely top of the line.
Awesome. And while you were mentioning, you used a word called recreation facilities. I would also want, recreation is a very important part of a student life, especially when the student is burdened with high academics at great universities like yours. So what are some of the, some of the look after for recreational places for students to visit near the Lakehead University campus?
So we'll start right on campus. So at our Thunder Bay campus, we have huge athletics buildings and centers there. We have professional grade, that indoor field in a hangar with a running track as well as weightlifting facilities. We have an Olympic-sized swimming pool that is available throughout the year. We have our basketball courts, yoga studios, you name it. And just this year, we just opened our brand new Wolves Den Fitness Center, which further expands our gym facilities, our spaces for, badminton clubs, workout facilities, new aerobic stations that are available, sports medicine clinic is right. This is all on the campus itself. And at Lakehead, what I love is that we do not charge students gym membership fees. That is all included as part of your university fees that you're paying when you come to study at Lakehead. So it's not like you show up and we go, oh, by the way, you want to go use that nice gym? It's an extra $600 or $700. That's not how it works with us. It's all included. And then within the community of Thunder Bay, where we are located, Thunder Bay is very well known for its incredible outdoor recreation, for our hiking trails, walking trails. There are kilometers of trails and paths throughout the city, and they all actually pass through campus. So it's very easy to get onto a recreational trail, to go out and explore and move around. We are in Northwestern Ontario. This is some of the best country in terms of the outdoors. We're only minutes away from the forests and the natural environment. from the most intensive hiking up mountains, if you want to leisurely walks down at the marina, enjoying the waterfront, swimming, whatever the case may be. We truly have a diversity of opportunities and all 4 seasons. So whether you want to do outdoor summer fun, but or maybe you want to go skiing in the wintertime and have a chance to experience that with snow, we have those options for you as well.
Wonderful. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, moms and dads, let me also tell you, Ontario is a beautiful, beautiful region in Canada. Amazing national parks if you want to go and see amazing lakes around. So it's an amazing, amazing place for you to be. And it is definitely one of the, let's put it simply, it's kind of a Silicon Valley of Canada where the best of the action is happening in the corporate world. All right, coming to a student, another part of the student experience is what time do I get up? What do I do during the day? What time do I hit the university? What time do I come back? What kind of activities do I engage in? All said, a typical student day at a university is very important. And you have been a student, so take us through a typical student day at Lakehead University.
Well, normally at Lakehead, we're pretty forgiving to students. So our classes typically don't start off till about 8:30 in the morning. That's usually the earliest you're going to have a class. So it's usually pretty reasonable. We do have classes that take place throughout the day and sometimes into the evening as well. But students, when you go to university, you get to select your courses. So you can actually plan out your timetable that best fits your lifestyle. So when I went to university in my first year, I actually only had classes on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Now, they were long days, but of course you don't go to school every day at the same time, the same course. It's spread out throughout the week. But what that did was it gave me Tuesdays and Thursdays in the weekend that I could continue to work. I had a part-time job, so that helped me with my expenses, but it also gave me nice chunks of time to do my actual schoolwork, right? So, my research, my writing, all the work that I had to do. So again, typically students will see if they're in a traditional sort of arts program, they might have up to 15 hours or so a week of classes. If they're in the sciences or maybe the engineering, these are more heavier courses with labs, they might be in the 20 to 25 hours a week of in-class time where they're actually in their courses. But then the rest of the time, they've got the time to do their studies, perhaps work if that's what they want to do, but they have some flexibility there to schedule and plan accordingly.
Wonderful. I see a lot of books behind you, Robert. Help me understand, which one is your favorite?
Oh goodness, that's like asking someone what their favorite movie is. It's a cruel question to ask. I'm fortunate to have a little of my own home library, so I'm a voracious reader, and I read everything and anything under the sun. So it's I could not possibly say this is the one book.
Awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, one suggestion that I can give you is inculcate reading habit in your child, because that's the only way you can gain knowledge. And it's not only about knowledge, it's also about information from variety of sources coming to you. Life, as much as it looks very long, it's not that long, and we want to learn from variety of sources, and books are definitely one best source where you can possibly understand about psychology, even if you are a science student, possibly understand about EQ, even if you are high on IQ. You can read fiction. So pick your genre, but definitely inculcate reading habit in your child. That really serves well at the university when you're supposed to read thick books and write research papers. Last question to you, Robert, before we let you go. And that is, work becomes critical after completing my undergrad. While it is also critical, and you were right in saying that, if you have flexible college hours, and if you have enough time at your hand, you can definitely work part-time. In Canada allows a student to work part-time while studying. You can definitely make some money and take care of your expenses. Post-study work is also critical, and that is, let's accept it, one of the most important decision-making parameters any parent or any student is looking at. What are some of the work benefits given to students after studying at Lakehead University? Do you have a career cell? Does the career cell works extensively with the student? Just take me through that.
So I think that, I want to recognize that at the end of the day, the entire reason why we go to university, why we invest so heavily in this kind of experience, is to set ourselves up for the future. The future, our career, set us on a path. We know that students who graduate with a university degree are exponentially, more likely to be successful in the career world in terms of their salary opportunities, but even immediate employment after graduation. And we definitely see that in Canada, where students who get a university degree in Canada typically are far more successful. In fact, at Lakehead, we're so proud that our employment rate for our graduates has been above the provincial average for more than a decade. From as long as I can remember, we were always above the Ontario average. So right now, over 97.7% of our graduates are employed within 2 years of graduation and in their field. So this is a huge indicator of the success that they're having. At Lakehead, we take a few different approaches to help students with career success. Number one, the idea of career and development is built into the academic experience. So our own professors, they understand what the end goal is here. They understand, and they bring in connections into their classrooms. They help students. I know personally, my own experience, my friends, but others, where professors have played a critical role in helping connect students to industry, to partners, to help them get an edge when they went out into the workforce. And so, the smaller experience of Lakehead, which builds real connection between our students and the professors, means you have meaningful relationships with your professors. By the time you graduate, they can give you that reference. They can put you in touch with maybe that first employer, right? So those experiences are there. We also offer co-ops and internships for a number of our programs. So again, if you're a student and you have the chance to take advantage of a co-op or a work internship in your program, do it. Don't even think twice about it, because that ability to build meaningful career experience while you're in university will pay off in dividends down the road. We do have a career and academic center on campus. So these are folks who are dedicated to helping you prepare your resume. They run career fairs. So employers actually come to campus to recruit our students to come and work for them. And so we give students as much opportunity as possible. Even beyond graduation, our alumni association keeps in touch, runs events, connection opportunities, networking, you name it. We have those opportunities available. Even right now, I participate in an effort where it connects professionals, graduates, alumni, with current and students so that I can be like a mentor to them and give them advice and help them prepare. So Lakehead, I really think, and you see it in the numbers speak, right? 97.7% employment graduation rate, above the provincial average in Ontario. That means Lakehead students are outperforming other Ontario graduates time and time again. So I think we've got a pretty good formula, and it's really exciting to see students as they embark and go through our programs and the successes that they have.
Thank you, Robert. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that's Robert Perrier, Director International Enrollment at Lakehead University, a good friend of mine. I'm hosting him for the second time. And let me tell you that Lakehead definitely provides a great student experience and should be among one of your top choices when you're looking at Canada as a destination. Thank you so much, Robert, for taking out time and joining us here. Before I call it a night, moms and dads, boys and girls, I am visiting Punjab. I'm visiting Amritsar, Jalandhar, Ludhiana, and Chandigarh. Now, after completing my tour of down south, Punjab, I'm coming. And if you are looking to meet me in person and listen to me in person about all your career-related queries to be answered, futuristic careers, amazing universities in Canada and outside Canada, you must register to meet me in one of these cities. And the link to register is right there in our Instagram handle, High School Moms. Just go to the bio, click on it, click Abhishek Gupta, going to Punjab, and you will be able to register. Go ahead and also become members of our High School Moms student club called GUIDE, GIDE. And I look forward to provide you multiple opportunities during this year to engage, to build profile, and to learn. Thank you so much, Robert, for joining us once again. It was great having you on the show, and I look forward to see you on the Global Ed Connect Annuals in November 12th and 13th. Look forward to host you there.
Thank you so much, Abhishek, and thank you for the wonderful work you do to connect us with these families. You're doing great work, and it's a pleasure to be a part of it and to support you as well.
Thank you, Robert. See you around.
Bye-bye.